Last time on Total Party Guild.
It definitely goes a lot farther than it should.
We found ourselves a magic sack.
And I turn it inside out.
You want to do that here?
Oh god, pop it inside out, and
oh god, it's a small room.
And as you do, there's the sound of showering gold coins, and a large rolled up vellum tube shoots out onto the floor and is quickly covered by the coins as they come. Within a short period of time, there is enough gold here to cover your ankles before it stops pouring out gold coins.
That's more like it.
We need to get this back in the bag quickly before he comes back in here.
Welcome, heroes, to Total Party Guild, your weekly retrowave-inspired D&D podcast. I'm Sean Rowe, and I'll be your DM for this weekly adventure. Tonight, the guild has hired
Vanessa Otero playing Jewel Von Onyx, human glamour bard.
Jeremy Blackheart playing Brilliance B. Redmoon, a tiefling fighter warlock questioning his life choices.
And Justin Lamb playing Stennel Bjornsson, the halfling barbarian who just wants to go in the front door once in a while.
Last time on Total Party Guild, our adventurers had made it to the bank and had discovered a stockpile of money and also a tapestry. They spent some time trying to decipher what the tapestry could mean, and then they also went to the archives to speak to the archivist about intellect devours and mind flares and what this tapestry might mean to them. At the end of that, they decided to go and see if they could find the Pewter Kings, last known to be on Starfell Lane, a place that the guild has not spent time in doing any sort of discoveries. They've arrived at Starfell Lane, they have successfully infiltrated the back door, and have made their way up the stairs to meet, once again, with Mr. Besselman. And that is where we drop our party in play, as the doors to Mr. Besselman's inner sanctum open up, and Polly, the huge human, begins walking his way inside. Adventurers, what do you wish to do?
Take a breath and kind of flip my hair up like I'm giving myself a confidence check and put on like a shit-eating grin.
I make a laser pistol and tuck it into my side pocket.
And as you guys do that, Polly walks into the room, and he's so big that he fills the whole doorway, so you don't see Mr. Besselman or anything on the inside. And then he stops and he steps aside to allow you guys in, and that's when you can see Mr. Besselman sitting at the desk. He has a glass of wine sitting in front of him, a fire going in the background, his head turned off to the side, and then he slowly looks over at you, and as he does, the look on his face hardens, and he begins to sit up, and he begins to steeple his fingers. What do you want?
Hey there, friend.
We're not interrupting, are we?
Come in.
I'll enter the room, but I'll stand on the side with the mountain.
All right. He just kind of looks down at you, and the rest of the party stands outside the room.
I'll
Go
enter.
Oh, okay. Good. So you guys walk in, you see Mr. Besselman. He's got that stony look on his face as he's staring at you guys walking into the room itself. The appointment of this room is similar as the downstairs room. He's got a lot of money and no idea what the hell he's doing with it. There's several of the Pewter Kings inside this room with him. These guys look a little more dangerous than the ones you've encountered so far. They seem more professional. The way that they stand, they eye you guys as you walk inside. And they all kind of like look at the boss, and you can feel that there's tension in the room, and they begin moving, like not like threatening, but to prepare themselves in case they need to be threatening.
So I'll walk into the room confidently, like I'm supposed to be here, and I'll sit down across from him if there's something to sit on.
There's several chairs. There's two that's sitting across the way from his desk, and you take the centermost one, and he looks over at you and at B, and then glances a little bit at Stennel, And then back to you, Jewel. To what do I owe this honor?
Why are we here? Vanessa says. You really need to hire a decorator, my friend. You have very bad taste.
And he looks around the room and he's like, I don't think my associates have the same viewpoints. If that's what you're here for, is to give me decoration advice, I'll take it.
Oh. Well, we're also here to ask you about a couple other things as well.
Such as...
So, did you set up Stangenfell to be taken over by mind flayers, or
Whoa. What are you talking about? That I set him up? I don't set up my associates. How dare you? And you can see that his other guys that are standing nearby are now clearly reaching for weapons. How dare you say such a thing? I am an upstanding businessman. Everything that I do, maybe not be above board, but at least my word is my bond.
so you're working with the mind flayers?
What the hell are you talking about? Am I working with the mind flayers? Man, would you think that I would be working with the mind flayers?
You're shipping boxes that have floating brains in them.
Yeah, just because Mr. Stangenfell wants floating brains doesn't mean that he's a mind flayer. Are you kidding me?
So you were supposed to meet with Stangenfell 6 months ago here, and what happened?
I introduced him to a business associate. Things hit itself off. He was going to start making this dwarves machinery.
What?
Huh.
I mean, I know you don't want to give us information, but the only way to really absolve yourself from being directly connected to a hostile mind flayer / robot takeover of Westfall is to fucking cooperate.
What?
Right?
What the hell are you talking about? A
Yeah, what the
hostile
hell
takeover.
am I talking about? Do you
We
actually know any of the goods that you're transporting between people and places? Do you know what you're doing, or do you just take on crates and blindly transport them for people?
I mean, it depends on how much they're willing to pay. Sometimes you don't want to know what's in the crates.
Yeah.
Sometimes things make noise on the inside of those things, and you just don't want to know. They pay me enough not to know? I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of shitty. So you haven't seen an
It's coming from you. It's coming from you that on the upper world with all this money. Like, what do you think that we just are rolling in it down here? We had to work hard to get to where we are, and I pay my people well for them to survive. I know that those people in West Bank they think that they're helping out all the poor and unfortunate, but sometimes you have to pull up a dagger or a knife. Sometimes you got to be able to fight for things that you believe in.
No,
That's
I
one
get
of
it.
them.
I get it. It's noble.
Do you?
I do. I come from a poor family. Please. Anyway,
Well, you don't look like you come from a poor family.
well, I also
Says the
worked my
man
way up.
in a very expensive suit.
I'm surprised that you have an eye for how expensive this suit is, to be honest. And I kind of look at the artwork.
look. You both look very wealthy in different ways.
Anyway,
I'll lean down to Jewel and kind of be like, how do we know he's not one of them?
we could do the good and evil thing. Do we want to waste it on him?
Oh,
Worth knowing.
yeah, we
Okay.
might need to know who we're dealing with.
There's one way that we know we can trust you, and it's gonna take like a little bit of trust on your end. Wait. Hold on a second. Do you even need to do a saving throw for protection from good and evil?
I don't think that spell is designed to have a saving throw because mostly you put it on people who want it to happen to them.
Because it's protect.
Because it's
Right.
protect, right?
You have to touch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So that being said, if someone didn't want like touching, then it would probably be a dex save.
Okay.
But then the spell would go off
okay.
if you succeeded. I mean, if that's what you want to do. But as you're talking about that, he was going to respond with this from the people who said that they'll take the kid and then the guild won't get involved and then the guild's involved.
Yeah.
I had to clear out a warehouse in a hurry. I had to wake a bunch of people up to get that shit done. You think that was cheap? I knew you were coming for me. I knew it. I knew as soon as you said you'll just wander out of here like everything's forgiven.
Yeah, that was until Mind Flayers were planning on taking over the city.
Again with this mind flare thing. What are you talking about?
Hey, B, show him the arm.
I don't,
It doesn't have the arm.
have that. We've already been over this tunnel.
Damn it. All right. There's no arm we can show him.
Can I insight check?
The guy?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
see
go
if he's lying.
Sure.
13.
You get the sense he knows more than what he's letting on. some of this bravado is bravado, but you're not sure if it's bravado because he's trying to put on a good face in front of those people, or if it's bravado because he's genuinely afraid of you guys.
Well, I'm going to do the thing. If anything bad happens, your guys can kill me. All right? But I touch him and I cast protection from good and evil on him as I'm like talking to him. Like when you're trying to distract a kid when you're giving them a shot.
And if other dudes are going for their weapons, I got my hands up, like bare hands.
Well, go ahead and make an attack roll against him.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, he rolled a save. Never mind. Jeez, how would he do that? What's your dexterity modifier?
My dex modifier is +1.
And your proficiency modifier?
Is +3.
That'd be a +4, so that'd be like a DC of 12. You reach out to go touch him. Your hands get all sparkly and golden, and he slides away from the desk and like leaps up away from you. There's knives now in every one of his guys' hands. He's like, whoa, 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 whoa! What is this? What are you doing?
Does that waste my spell?
No, the spell is still like you haven't actually used the spell.
Okay. I'll put both of my hands up. Wait, I need my cittern. So I'm thinking my intentions are totally pure. Like I'm not going to do any damage to you. It's just a way for me to make sure you're not a mind flayer.
Go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
While
18.
she's rolling that, what was that?
18. 9 + 9.
Ooh.
That's a low roll, but that's high enough for him to like calm down a bit. He's not necessarily going to be giving in immediately, but he's not like going to order them to kill you yet. 1 second, we'll jump to Stennel real fast, and then I'll come back to what he's going to say.
Oh, yeah. It says until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we do have to convince him. No, I was just gonna like put up a finger and like touch the tip of one of the knives that's out. Just be like, ooh, that is sharp.
The guy winks at you. Why don't you tell me what it is you're planning on doing first, huh?
Protection from good and evil.
Yeah. All right. And what does that do?
It grants you several benefits. Hold on. Let me read it so I understand. It gives you protection against a bunch of different types of creatures, including aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by, or creatures of those types cannot do that. Cannot possess you, frighten you, or charm you. They have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on saving throws. So basically, this will protect you against any kind of aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead.
When you say it like that, it sounds like supercalifragilistic. Fae, fiend, or undead.
It won't do anything negative unless you're a mind flayer. So there's really, I know it puts a lot of trust in me, but if you resist it, it pretty much would only lead me to believe you're a mind flayer, and there's no way that this could end other than us fighting. And I don't really want to do that. I don't really care about underground operations. We were just in danger and our friend was hurt. So I called the guild, and then I told you I wouldn't call the guild after I'd already done it, which was true technically.
But still shifty of us.
Of us. I mean, I know it looks shifty, but I didn't lie about it. I just didn't disclose that I'd already called them to come back us up if we needed it.
Yeah, the more I talk to you, the more like you do sound like you grew up poor. And he puts his hand out.
So I reach my hands like forward slowly, like, and raise my eyebrows like, is this all right? Can I do this?
Yeah, he's letting you do it.
Okay. I'll put one hand on him and I will strum my cittern from like the side to use it as a magical focus and cast protection from good and evil on him.
Awesome. What's it look like?
So it's just a kind of glowing light with music notes floating around in it that kind of bops him right in the forehead and then spreads out across his whole body like it's protecting him, like he's being wrapped in shimmering plastic, and then it just fades out a little bit.
So it fades out a little bit, so you still kind of like see it crackling around him.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really cool. All right, so it settles over him, and a intellect devour does not pop out of him when you cast that on him.
Okay, and then I'll back up and sit back down. All right.
Whew.
Promise, Captain?
All right. And he waves, and his guys start putting their knives away.
I mean, you might want to try that on all of your guys, too, because anybody could be infiltrated.
But what do you mean? What do you mean, anybody?
Anybody. Lord Stangenfell was infiltrated. Anybody could be infiltrated.
What happens is there's like these little like brains, and they have like, it's like brains, but there's like paws, and they run around, and they hit you in the brain, and if they knock you down, they can like burrow into your body and then take it over. It's all very weird.
Like parasites.
But there's been a couple guys where we've been fighting them, and then we kill them, and then a brain dog pops out of them and then tries eating us. So be
Speaking of-
cautious.
I have half of a sending stone pair that was picked off of one of your guys. That was left at that warehouse.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think you have to worry about us. Like, we're fine. Like, Stangenfell, maybe.
Wasn't that guy, the guy that you got that off of, wasn't he one of them?
Mm-hmm.
What, you mean like a Pewter King?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've infiltrated a bunch of places and a bunch of guys. Like when we're telling you to be careful here, we're trying to give you a warning. It's your own men, maybe. Like, just be cautious.
Can you do that thing again?
You can only do it once per day.
Great.
You have, what is it, the cleric spell?
Yeah, maybe there's someone we can hire, or you can hire if you know someone you trust.
Well, I mean, I got Doc. He helped out.
Yeah.
Hey, go get me Doc. And he looks at one of the guys, and the guy nods and starts walking away.
You have clerics, paladins, warlocks, or wizards.
Yeah.
Oh, is the big guy still standing behind me?
Yeah.
Can I look up at him?
Yeah.
Does he look angry, or does he look like he's interested in what's going on?
He's staring at the wall.
Oh.
He's like barely and like as soon as the weapons got put away, and he dropped his fist and went back to just not paying attention.
I'm gonna pat his leg.
He looks down at you.
I don't think you're one of them, buddy.
Good. You see Mr. Besselman, he's like, all right, everyone else, you get out of here, okay? So they all take off, including Polly. The room is now just him and you guys.
I'm going to put that sending stone on his desk. Try talking into it.
He reaches over and he picks it up. Hey. And there's like no response. It's quiet on the other side. Is that what you wanted me to do?
Try saying, I found another scroll with a clue.
Hey, I found another scroll with the clue. Nothing.
Is that how you're supposed to activate it?
Like, am I supposed to do something with this? Like, what's supposed to happen here?
Interesting. They must have thrown the other half away.
Or do you rub it like a genie? Like, how's that?
Well,
Maybe you have to lick it.
Hmm.
Oh.
I mean, I might as well show him with minor illusion what we fought. So, the brain jar in the mech.
Yeah.
Show it blowing me up when I stabbed it.
So I cast a second minor illusion. So it's like, you know those pictographs where you click it and it spins to the next one?
Yeah.
Nice.
It's just a slideshow of Stennel getting thrown.
Mr. Besselman giggles when he sees that Stennel had been blasted.
The mind flare with the severed arm.
That thing is ugly.
And a brain dog popping out of somebody's head. His guy's head.
And he shivers when he sees that happen. All three of you roll me an insight check.
19.
16 plus 0.
16.
And Jewel?
16. Sorry, I said it, but I was leaning too far away from my mic.
Gotcha. All right. So all three of you pass. You see him watching these images pop up. You see him see the mind flare. You see him react, but you especially, B, you've been around actors. You've seen them play acting, and this is definitely play acting.
Something about it feels phony.
Yeah, it feels like he's trying to portray like, oh my gosh, this is the first time I've ever seen that thing before. Oh.
Does he have a ring?
He's got several rings all over his fingers.
When Jewel touched him, did it feel just like people?
From the tactile sensation, yeah, there wasn't anything unique or special.
Shoot a look at B, like this fucking guy.
So I guess I'll just say, so what did they offer you?
I don't know what you mean.
Cut the shit.
I'll like take my cue from B and Jewel, and I'll draw my sword.
And it begins glowing, and he looks at it. He's like, all right, maybe I did know about some of this. I didn't know about this infiltration shit. It does explain why Stangenfell's drives were different.
So who did you introduce Stangenfell to 6 months ago?
So I've been working with the guy, and he's this old like man who I guess some of his people were calling him a druid. Came out of the woods his name was Amir Am something. Anyways, I'd only met him like once or twice. We were buying some high grade drugs made of mushrooms from him, and he said that he had a new contact and would be able to get us a little bit better drugs, better connections. And I was like, okay, fine. So we met his contact, and it was a very well-dressed individual whose name he did not forthcome and give me, but he wanted to find someone who would be willing to help ship some of his supplies inside the city. And, me and Mr. Stangenfell, Lord Stangenfell, we'd done business before, so I reached out, I set up a meeting, they met. It's a part of my job to get them together, so I did, and then I left, It's what we do. I may have seen that guy, though. I may have seen him for a minute, like shimmer and a nightmare underneath. Kind of just told myself it was a figure of imagination, like I didn't really see it. Went on. Strengenfeld got weird after that, He started asking for these metal bits. Told me to work with this dwarf. I never saw that druid again after that. I didn't get any more drugs, but Stangenfeld was paying quite a lot of money to start shipping this stuff in, and then he paid me even more not to look. Bring in the boxes, bring him his carts. Don't look inside the carts. You get paid a lot of money not to look? And hell, that's even less skin off my teeth.
But you knew there were mind flayers and brain dog. You knew.
I mean, I didn't know what a mind flayer is. I just saw that thing, but I didn't think it was real. Look, you just showed me magic that showed you looking like fighting in like a miniature. People do weird things. You ever seen them wear some of the costumes around the holidays? Granted, that's some freaky costume, but
So, the old man druid introduced you to the well-dressed individual who you set up with Stangenfell to do some shipping within the city.
Yeah.
What happened to the well-dressed individual?
I never saw him again.
Okay.
Who's the dwarf?
He's one of these Duergar people.
Is he local?
Nah. He was brought in by that druid fella.
Where's he at now?
I don't know. He was staying with Strangenfell for a while. I saw him around the warehouse a couple times. He'd show up, just check on supplies. Comes and goes as he pleases.
So, all that business with the boy and the ring, was Stangenfell involved in that?
I mean, yeah, he paid me to find the ring.
Inside chat.
Go ahead.
19.
On that one, it looked like he didn't really want to say, and then he did. And he is truthful, or at least that's what you read from him, is that he's being truthful. He was contemplating not saying anything, but...
So, you introduced the well-dressed individual who was some kind of shimmering nightmare to Stangenfell. The real Stangenfell is now dead. So, WDI must have taken over position as Stangenfell, right? Like he just went from being dressed as the other well-dressed individual to being dressed as Stangenfell, and has been living as Stangenfell with a bunch of shit going on.
So that must mean WDI is down one arm. Unless they can grow them back. Can they grow them back?
I mean, I don't know.
That
Maybe.
was not information you got from the archivist, so who knows?
Ah, shit.
Okay, but where did the druid go? We've run into the druid before.
Yeah, and the fact that he got away.
He always gets away.
Look, buddy, well-dressed man. If you're working with these things, like at some point they're gonna get you too,
Yep.
and then you'll be behind a false wall, like rotting until your jaw falls off, while somebody else is pretending to be you and calling the shots. Like, you can't play with this stuff, man. These things are for real.
They weren't for real until about 5 minutes ago. they were things of nightmares and storytelling until about 5 minutes ago.
I mean, how do you not believe in mind flayers?
They sure believe in you.
I mean, have you ever seen a mind flayer before? Did you even know about them until recently?
I mean, when I joined the guild and started getting involved in shenanigans.
Yeah, so I'm not a part of your guild.
Yeah, but you're underground.
I deal with underground stuff. He says while thinking that mind flayers come from underground.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are different layers of underground.
No,
It's not all the same.
I'm
You can't
undercity
lump them all
racist.
together. Yeah.
All these levels are the
Nuanced.
same. Okay. I'm glad we don't have to kill you today, I guess.
Yeah, me too.
Can
okay.
I walk up to his side?
If you want to.
Yeah, I'm going to try to get right up
Okay.
next to him.
Yeah.
And I'm going to slowly reach out my left hand.
What are you doing now?
Tickle his chin.
Yeah.
And you tickle his chin, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And leans back away from you, but it doesn't, like, you actually touch his chin.
Okay.
That's really clever. You were trying to grope some tentacles, weren't you?
Yeah.
And then the dawning realization of what you were trying to do, like, goes across his face. He's like, oh, I thought this thing that you put on me would have, like, you said it would prove trust, right? That's how that works?
Well, it'll protect you against intellect devourers, but I'm not sure. Well, it's aberrations. I think a mind flare is an aberration.
It'll protect the
Oh,
mind
no.
flare from other aberrations.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, what happens if you put a protection spell of protection against humans on a human?
They explode.
They leap out of their own skin and turn inside out.
So it works on the brain dogs because it ejects them from the host body, but it doesn't work on mind flares.
Because they're not in a host body, they're disguising
Yeah.
self.
Interesting. Well, look, man, the next time we meet, I hope you're still you.
Yeah, well, I'll get my wizard in here, and he'll just keep casting that spell. And as he's talking, the magic begins to fade because it's only a 10-minute spell.
Ah,
It's like, oh, that's not long.
Concentration.
That's not good at all.
Good thing is it's
If
only a
you do-
first level spell, so you can cast it a lot.
If you find one, be prepared. Someone
I
like
suppose.
Polly, they can knock out right away and take over his body.
Yeah.
yeah. So you want to use it more to like check your crew and figure out who you can trust.
That's fucking scary.
Little
What
bit.
that is.
Yeah, and if anybody else is trying to ship brains around, just like break them.
Hey, do you know? Wait. In the books that we found, there were 16 boxes, but he'd shipped 12 boxes. Do you know where he shipped these 12 boxes? About yay big to, and I kind of gesture about how big the crates we saw were.
Yeah, we have them in several warehouses that we own around the Underdark and West Bank up above.
That's where he's keeping. That's where the machines are, right? He's keeping those crazy mechs in those boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you might want to have your people like pop those boxes open and take the brains out before they start shooting your people and dissolving them in acid and blowing them up.
Or completely taking over the city, because I know you don't necessarily love the Overcity, but without the Overcity, there's no need for a crime racket underneath the city, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not like I don't. It's not like I hate them. You know, like they provide a
Business opportunity.
a steady base. You know what I mean? Like they need to be doing their job so that way I can do my job.
That's right. You can't have fleas if you don't have a horse.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You got it, little man. Yeah, I mean, sure, we can tell him to take out the brains. You want to know where they're at?
Yes.
Yes.
Not all of them were my idea, you know.
I'm not blaming you. Gotta do what you gotta do to make money.
Yeah, and he details the location of the 12 boxes. They were shipped in groups of 4s and 2s. So there's a group of 4 and a group of 4, and then the rest are spread out. One of the groups of 4 is still in the Undercity. The rest are actually in warehouses above West Bank. As he's detailing you these locations, it quickly becomes apparent that they're in warehouses nearby or stored in houses that are nearby other of the lords that are on the board in West Bank.
Huh. So they're either there because the lords are the target or because the lords are taken over.
One of those is bad and the other one is worse.
Hey, they're the lords of the boards.
No.
Indeed. I'm glad I asked that question. Any other thing that stuck out to any of you that we could collaborate on here?
I got dial-up noises going.
I'm wondering if Paulie works out and if maybe like you'd want to work out, buddy.
What's the
But
schedule
no,
like?
not really.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the guild is only after you because of the mind flares.
yeah.
That's
We don't care about any seedy business. That's not guild business, that's
Yep.
city guard business, and those guys are assholes. So we're just after you because you were connected to the mind flayers and you're kind of helping us. So honestly, I mean, I'm not gonna say I owe you a favor, but I mean, from my end, we're good. I look at the two of you.
Yeah. If you keep your nose clean, stop snorting brains, we're good.
Yeah, I'm not planning on snorting brains. I'll cut off my business. You know, won't be taking any more shipments from the docks there, and you guys will no longer get my business. Yeah, sounds good.
100%.
I'll check in every now and then.
Just to make sure. We'll keep in touch.
I need some
Yeah, all right.
rare
That
exports shipped that, they're not quite allowed in the city of like vinyl pressings of some of my shows, bootlegs and stuff.
I mean, we can definitely set that up. That sounds like a thing. I'd be more than happy to help out with.
Business.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, so we all good here?
I mean, I'm good if you're good.
I'm good. Check your people. Check them often.
I'm good.
Yeah, we'll do.
Oh, I still have my sword out. Let me put that away.
We're all
Oh, it's getting chilly in here.
we're all like pointing guns at each other like Mexican standoff style, and then we just slowly lower them and put them all away.
Where'd you get a gun? I thought I was the only one with guns.
She's
just my
standing there with
fingers.
finger guns.
Yeah. Hey, from a bard, that could be
I mean,
dangerous.
yeah. She might tell you a terrible, revealing truth about yourself, and then your head explodes because you only have 1 hit point.
Mm-hmm.
I've
And
seen
then-
it happen.
I'm gonna spend 10 minutes giving him some decorating advice. Just like, you don't want all of the walls to be like gold sponge painted. You need an accent wall, and you need some like differentiating. You just gotta, what's the word I'm looking for? The composition of each wall. You need to think of each wall as an art piece that you are composing as its own thing, but they also have to complement the rest of them without necessarily all being the same gross, gaudy gold. I can hook you up with a designer.
Like that before.
What was that?
I never thought about that before. I was just trying to impress,
Yeah, of course. And I mean, I can tell that there's a lot of money put into these pieces, but you could tell there was even more money put into it if it's displayed properly. Here, you should
Finger guns.
You should talk to my girl, and I will write down her name and like business address. She hooked me up. She'll be great for you.
I will most definitely do that.
Anyway, we should go. We have stuff to do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mind flayers to kill,
And he nods.
And if you see Stangenfell again, fucking run the other way. He's
Or kill him if you got a bunch of guys.
yeah, if you can.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, I'll do that.
Can I insight
Before-
check that?
If you'd like, yeah, but he's telling the truth. Like he's not trying to lie. He's genuinely he is not interested in getting into a fight with a mind flayer, so he's probably gonna do the running option
Yeah.
versus the fighting option.
Sure.
But yeah, he's not trying to lie or hide or anything like that. So
Before we leave, I'm going to lean in close and say, even the brain dogs can read thoughts. Be careful.
you think put that spell on me, they can't read thoughts.
It'd be at a disadvantage.
Well, good.
So clinical.
I shrug.
Can I
and I-
suggest a
Your
tinfoil hat?
constitution is strength.
And he walks to the door and he opens the door and standing on the other side is Polly, and he's like, "Hey, escort them out to the streets. They can use the front entrance. Make sure that they're treated with respect." Okay, Polly. Okay.
I hug Polly.
Pats you.
Sorry, he's a hugger.
That's true. Where's Demetrio? I'm gonna give him a hug too.
You don't see anybody else outside the door there. It's just Polly.
All right.
Where is
And
it?
Mr. Besselman, distracted, closes the door and goes back into his room.
Huh.
Hey, Polly, where'd the other guy go?
Mr. Besselman told him to get the wizard.
Yeah, where's that?
Oh yeah, he's getting the doc
Doctor lives downstairs.
That's where
and
we're
the
going.
wizard.
Yeah, doctor's wizard.
Oh,
Dr.
You want to say
Wizard.
that
hi?
makes sense.
Hi.
Do you want to say hi to Doc?
No,
Oh.
he's got funny taste in medicine.
Super cute. All right. We'll say hi to Doc as we head out.
Okay.
Which door is his?
Downstairs.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go. Lead us. Big man.
Wrong.
Okay.
Big guy, I guess would be less weird to say. Man.
Depends, I guess.
Yeah, and he starts walking down the stairs. You guys go past the second floor, down to the first floor, that same room that you'd first walked into. When you guys had first been through here, there was like 4 or 5 Pewter Kings. Now there's nobody when you guys arrive on that level.
Huh.
Hmm.
Doc's that way. And instead of leading you to the door that goes out into the hall, he turns and starts walking over to the wall. And it looks like it's just a regular wall, but then he just walks through it.
Huh.
Huh.
I'm gonna give him a piece of candy.
Well, he's through the wall now, so you guys gonna follow him through the wall?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You follow him into the next room. This looks like it's another like lounging area. There's several chairs. There's a table nearby. There's several cards on the table. There's chips on the table and some money in a pile in the center of the table there. But otherwise, it's also empty. And you see Polly looking at the table, and he goes, "That's weird." You hand him candy.
Mhm.
He eats the candy. Thank you.
What's weird?
Yeah, what's weird, buddy?
I don't know where they're at. They're always here.
I thought they were all supposed to go see the wizard.
That's probably it.
What if Besselman was the only like human in that room?
Besselman and Polly.
I know what to say in a situation like this. I got a real bad feeling about this.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm gonna sprint upstairs.
You turn around and run back upstairs?
Mhm.
Okay. You turn, and you run, and you start running upstairs. What are the other of you two doing?
Well, he said the Dr. Wizard's room was just ahead, right?
Yeah.
Can I
Can
go up
we
to the
open that
door and
door?
just listen up against the door?
All right, you go and you listen up against the door. Go ahead and roll me a perception check.
11?
Don't hear anything.
11. I don't hear anything.
It's really quiet on the other side of that room. While you two do that, B, you make it back through the invisible wall into that one room. You see that the door off to your left is now open.
Hmm.
You keep running upstairs.
Peek in real quick. I put the brakes on and peek inside.
All right. You put the brakes on, and you peek to the. It actually opens up to the hallway, and when you peek, how are you peeking?
Get real low and just turn my head so it's one eye in the side of my face.
All right. So you get real low. Like, are you getting up to the doorway so you can look out into the hall? Are you just like pieing the door from where you're standing? Like, how close do you get to the door?
So the door's open and it's just an open frame, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So I get right up to it.
You get right up to it, and you kind of peek around the outside. And as you get up to the door frame, you can see that there's some legs and feet that are sticking out. It's like someone has just taken a sit down on the other side of the door. Then as you begin to pop your head around the corner a little bit, you see that there's one of the Pewter kings, and he's dead, as just lying there. His white suit is now a bright red stain around his chest.
Can I see how he died?
It looks like a stab wound, like multiple stab wounds.
It is. His head's intact. It's not hatched.
Yeah, his head is intact. It's not hatched. No,
Oh no.
Is he breathing or is he dead?
no, he's dead.
Does it look like I can pick him up?
What's your strength?
It's 10 average.
Yeah, you could probably do a fireman carry.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that and go up the stairs.
All right. So you take the dead body, you do a fireman carry, you start going up the stairs. You're now on the second floor. Back to Jewel and Stennel. You're standing there. Big Polly is standing off to the side. He's got this pensive look on his face. Jewel, your ears pasted to the door.
Does the door open in or out?
The door would open in. Let me rephrase that, because I'm thinking from the other side. So the door would open from your guys' perspective out into that room.
Okay.
You want to go in there?
Jewel, what you doing?
I was going to say, we can probably hear B grunt when he picks up that dude, because he's just running up the stairs. We can see him, right?
No, because there's an invisibility wall between you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's the fake wall, the illusionary wall. So it looks like a wall.
Okay. Maybe Polly should go with B.
I try and open the door.
Yeah.
You try to open the door, and the door goes. Maybe you should knock.
I knock.
That's a good idea, Polly.
Yeah, I'm good.
Knock, knock, knock.
And yeah, nothing.
Does the handle turn?
Nope.
Hey, Polly, why don't you go give B a hand?
Actually, I think Polly could probably open this door for us.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why doesn't Polly knock?
Polly, if the doctor's sick, we need to help him. Can you open this door for us?
Yeah. Sick doctor. Gonna knock now. And he knocks. Sick doctor coming in. And he kind of just like puts his shoulder against it. It doesn't even look like he's putting a lot of force. And the whole door just right off the hinges.
Jeez. I think Demetrio's lucky to be alive, let alone minus a tooth.
If he's still alive.
The room on the inside is messy, and you hear Polly gasping, "Oh, sick doctor, no!" And the doc who had helped you out previously is against the far wall, and his throat is slit, and he's just like leaning up against the wall. He's barely held up, but he's totally toast. He's a dead man. B, you make it to the second floor.
I'm
It
heading
opens up-
to embezzlement's office.
Right. It opens up around you. As you make it to the second floor, you can hear the creak of stairs as someone above you is still moving. And it looks like they're making it to the third floor where Mr. Besselman is. You still want to haul that body?
I'll, as gently as I can while moving quickly, put it on its butt and then sprint.
Okay. While you're making your way up the stairs?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. What's your AC?
16.
As you stop and you start gently putting the body down, it like shakes once and then twice. It's strange, right? And then you put the body down, and there's 2 arrow shafts sticking out the back of it that wasn't there before.
Huh.
And then your head snaps up as 2 Pewter kings are dropping their crossbows. They're very, very quiet crossbows and are drawing weapons to approach you.
Okay. Out comes the laser pistol.
All right. Go ahead and roll initiative.
18.
Always worse than we imagined.
But before we jump into combat with you, B, we're back downstairs, and you see Paulie's moving his way over to the dead Doc, and you two are standing outside the room. What do you guys plan to do?
I'm going to say,
Oh.
Polly, go protect Mr. Besselman.
And he turns around, and there's just like look of fear on his face. He's like, oh, okay.
Fast.
And we're going to help.
And he starts moving real quickly through the doorway.
And then I'll move in
We
to see if
follow.
I can healing words the doctor and see if that does anything, even though Vanessa knows it probably won't.
You've been around enough dead people now, and you know that healing words won't do anything for this guy.
Okay. Is there anybody
Editing
else?
old episodes is how many times did I say it's exhaustion, not HP damage?
It doesn't, you never know that that's what it is. Just because somebody's unconscious, they could just need hit points or they could be exhausted. You don't know.
That's true.
I'm not
That's
doing
true.
medicine
Yep.
checks on anybody.
Yeah, but you've been around now long enough where
My
your
passive medicine check
adventures-
is big enough to know he's dead.
Yeah, exactly. Like you know now. You maybe not before because that's your beginning adventuring, but now you're pretty sure.
Okay. Is there anybody else in this room?
Perception check.
No. That's a 3. I don't even know if I'm in this room.
All right. And from there we'll jump over to Stennel real quick. Stennel, what are you doing?
Well, when Jewel sent Paulie to go protect Mr. Besselman, I was like, yeah, and we'll go with you. And then I'm running with Paulie.
Yeah.
And I don't immediately notice that Jewel's not with us, so I'm with Paulie.
All right. So you guys make it to the first floor, and he starts up the stairs as quick as he can, which is much slower than you. Do you get in front of him, or are you running behind him?
Actually, I do have nimbleness. I could just nimble my ass around him.
Right,
was-
exactly.
I was literally going to ask, can't you just run between his legs and get it out of him?
Yeah, exactly. Just squeeze through.
I prefer to think that I scamper up the railing.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And because actually, I used to be able to. This just came back to me. I used to be able to do this in college. Up the stairwells, you just climb from balcony to or railing to railing, side to side, ascend.
Man, you got long legs. I wouldn't do that. Nope.
I would
Not
fall to
me.
my
The
death.
way it
I'm
was
clumsy.
designed, it was very doable.
Nope, wouldn't do it. Even if it was designed that horribly.
It was only like 3 stories up.
Yeah, that's like death for me.
Yeah.
Half of one story up would be like, oh, gonna break everything.
If I
Well,
fell 3
also, I
feet, I
was
would hurt
much
myself,
younger.
let alone 30 feet.
Yeah, also, I'm not a big heights fan, so.
Fair enough. Yeah, and again, I was younger and way dumber. But yeah, I'll scamper up that way now in a D&D campaign because that's really cool. I feel like I'd be able to scale stories a little faster that way.
All right, so you zip up and you get over the top of Polly, and Polly's coming up from behind you. So go ahead and roll me an initiative check. And Vanessa, as Jewel reaches down to go look at the dead mage, you as well. Go ahead and roll me an initiative check. What did you get, Stennel?
15.
15.
I'll be honest, I rolled earlier when you said to roll initiative, and I rolled a 4 plus 3, so 7, or plus 2, so 6. Yay.
Now your low rolls are coming out.
Yay. I usually roll
Now that we're
super
in
high during
combat.
initiative because I never know what to do.
That is true. Will, the adventurers survive this combat? Will they be able to save Mr. Besselman? Will the Mind Flayer get his revenge on the man who took his arm? Find out next time on Total Party Guild. But before we go, a word from our players.
Hey, it's Vanessa. Follow us on social media. We're on Twitter. We're on Reddit. We're on Facebook. And we actually technically have like a YouTube and a Twitch, but we haven't really been doing a lot of streaming lately because it's been a pandemic and everyone's stressed. But yeah, follow us. It's Total Party Guild, all one word, on all the platforms except TikTok because we're old.
We might get a TikTok at some point.
Maybe.
Oh, and make sure to email us at totalpartyguild@gmail.com, where we love to collect your emails. Send us messages, send us kind words, send us words when we disrupt our own continuity. Send us memes, dice picks, dice
Puns.
memes. Oh, all the
Puzzles.
puns. And rate, review, like, subscribe. Leave us a little note. Tell all your cousins. Remember them? Reach out.
And if you want to learn more about Arosa, the cast, the characters, or anything in between, check us out on TotalPartyGuild.com, where you can learn about all of that and more.
And remember, a guild of many defeats more monsters. Party on!
Party on.
Party
Party
on.
on.